My name is Makoto Sato. I will tell you about a strange experience I had. Saturday night movie. I woke up in a hospital bed. The white ceiling, the smell of disinfectant, and a dull pain running through my body. The nurse looked at me. Mr. Sato, I'm glad you woke up. I asked, confused. Where am I? Who am I? The nurse's expression clouded over. You were in a traffic accident. You were in a taxi late at night and were hit by a truck. I had completely lost my memory. My name, my family, my job, everything was like a fog. A few days later, a doctor came to my hospital room. Mr. Sato, your condition is stable. However, your memory loss is serious. We have searched for your family and friends, but have not found them yet. I was filled with anxiety. Who am I? The doctor answered gently. Let's find out together. Weeks, months passed. My memory did not return, and no one who knew me appeared. The outside world seen from the hospital room window looked like another planet. One Saturday night, a kind nurse, Yamada-san, came to my room. Mr. Sato, why don't you watch some TV to change your mood? There's an interesting program on Saturday night. I nodded. That was the beginning of it all. I turned on the TV, and a program called Saturday Night Movie was playing. The program that day was about a male detective with amnesia investigating a case that happened in the past. I was riveted. I identified with the protagonist's fear, confusion, and search for the truth. By the end of the program, a strange feeling began to grow in my heart. It was as if the movie was trying to tell me something. That night, I had a strange dream. I was walking through an unfamiliar house. There were mirrors everywhere, and my face, reflected in them, was changing into the face of a stranger. The next morning, I asked Yamada-san. I was moved by the movie yesterday. Do they show it every week? Yamada-san replied with a smile. Yes, every Saturday night. I look forward to it. From that day on, Saturday night movies became my only source of entertainment. But at the same time, they also became the key to unlocking the door to my lost memories. I didn't know it yet, that this show would lead me into the darkness of my past and the terrible truth that lurked there. As Saturday night approached, my heart was filled with a strange sense of anticipation. The outside world visible from the window of my hospital room was still far away, and the world inside the television was my only comfort. That week's Saturday night movie was set in a university film club. While the students were making a horror movie, they suddenly encountered a real paranormal phenomenon. I was glued to the screen. In the movie, the protagonist, a student, says, "The line between reality and fiction is becoming blurred. Perhaps we are trapped in the footage we film." That line struck a chord with me. I felt trapped in the same image as my lost memories. After the movie ended, I asked Yamada-san. Yamada-san, maybe the reality we see is just an image created by someone. Yamada-san looked a little surprised and replied, Sato-san, you're thinking deeply. But this hospital room is definitely real. That night, I had another strange dream. I felt like I was inside a movie screen, and someone was watching me from the outside. When I woke up, my forehead was covered with cold sweat. The next day, my doctor came to see me. Sato-san, how have you been feeling lately? Has anything changed? I replied hesitantly. Doctor, I've been having strange dreams lately, and the world on TV seems strangely real. The doctor frowned and said, That's interesting. It could be a sign that your memories are beginning to return. But be careful not to confuse reality with fiction. His words made me uneasy. Is the world I see really real? That Saturday, I was looking forward to Saturday night movie again. This time it was a mystery drama about a detective who had lost his memory and was investigating a past case. In the movie, the detective says, memory can deceive us. The truth is always just below the surface. These words resonated strongly with me, and I began to think that there might be some important truth hidden in my lost memories. After the movie ended, I asked Yamada-san, Yamada-san, if my memories come back, will they really be my memories? Or will they be fake memories created by someone? Yamada-san smiled gently and said, Sato-san, you really think deeply. But you don't have to be afraid of your memories coming back. Whatever your memories are, they are a part of you. That night, I had another strange dream. I was standing in front of a big mirror. My face reflected in the mirror was slowly changing into the face of someone else. I tried to scream in fear, but no sound came out. When I woke up, my heart was beating hard, and a strange conviction had begun to grow in me. This Saturday night movie was not just an entertainment program. It was the key to my lost memories. That night, I watched Saturday Night Movie again. This time it was a horror movie set in a closed psychiatric hospital. I shivered at the dimly lit corridor, and the eerie laughter of the patients reflected on the screen. Suddenly, the main character of the movie stood in front of the mirror, and my face reflected in the mirror slowly changed into another face. At that moment, a sharp pain went through my head. "Ah!" I cried out and held my head. Yamada-san rushed over in a panic. "Sato-san, are you okay?" I replied in pain. "Yamada-san." I remembered. Hi. At that moment, the lights in the hospital room suddenly went out. In the pitch darkness, only the TV screen glowed pale blue. "Yamada-san? Yamada-san," I shouted, but there was no answer. An eerie voice came from the TV screen. "Sato Makoto, don't forget your crime." Trembling with fear, I slowly approached the television. What was reflected on the screen was my own face, but the expression on it was not my own. With a twisted smile, he stared at me with bloodshot eyes. "No, it's not me." Suddenly, memories flooded back. I was driving the night of the accident. And then, "Stop, I don't want to remember," I cried. But the memories kept coming. I had run over someone, and then I ran away. A low moan came from the corner of the room. I turned to see a figure covered in blood. "Please forgive me," I said with a shaking voice. The figure approached me slowly. The moment I saw its face, I screamed. It was the face of the person I had run over. "Mr. Sato! Mr. Sato!" I jumped up. "Mr. Yamada looked at me worriedly. "Are you okay? You were moaning and groaning." I looked around in a cold sweat. The room was bright and the TV was off. Was it a dream? But in my heart I was sure. It wasn't just a dream. My lost memories were coming back to me in a terrifying way. And then I finally understood. This hospital room was a hiding place to escape my sins. But the truth cannot be hidden forever. I made a decision. I was no longer going to run away. I had to face my sins and pay for them. But the moment I made that decision, I heard eerie footsteps coming from the hallway. They were slowly approaching my room. The owner of the footsteps I heard from the hallway was Mr. Yamada. However, her expression was completely different from the kindness she had shown before. "You finally remembered, Sato-san." Yamada's voice was cold. "Yamada-san, you are..." "Yes, I'm Misaki's younger sister," Yamada said with a trembling voice. "In that accident, not only did my sister lose her life, the baby in her womb, and my brother, who was suffering from an incurable disease." As the truth became clear, my heart was almost crushed with fear and regret. Misaki was a newlywed. She was about to start a happy family. Tears welled up in Yamada's eyes. "You took everything from her." Suddenly, I saw something shiny in Yamada's hand. It was a knife. "Wait, Yamada-san," I screamed, but it was too late. A sharp pain pierced my body. Yamada was stabbing the knife repeatedly while crying. "Why? Why did you run away? Why?" As I lost consciousness, the door to the hospital room slammed open and the security guards rushed in. Yamada was caught in the act. I survived, but that tragedy left an irreparable scar on everyone. Yamada was sent to prison for attempted murder. I was also tried and sentenced to prison. My days in prison were like a nightmare. Every night, Misaki's ghost appeared in my dreams and continued to blame me. Why did you kill me? Why did you run away? Her voice weighed heavily on my heart. And every Saturday night, a nightmarish movie came to my mind. The scene of the accident, Misaki's regretful look, Yamada's revenge. I cannot escape this movie. As I watched the sunset from the window of my hospital room, I wondered, could a momentary mistake have ruined so many lives? I can never go back to the daily life of those days. Along with the weight of my sin, that nightmare will torment me forever.